Ahmad Suradji, known worldwide as the Black Magic Killer or Sorcerer, was one of Indonesia's most brutal and terrifying serial killers. Born in 1949, this man, who lived as an ordinary farmer and shaman dukun, killed at least 42 women and girls between 1986 and 1997. Each murder was part of a dark magical ritual in which he claimed to drink the saliva of his victims to become a powerful sorcerer. His story not only highlights the dark depths of human nature, but also reflects the rural culture of Indonesia, where magic and spirituality have deep roots. To hear the full chilling story, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. Ahmad Suradji was born on January 10, 1949, in a small village called Pasar Rongkat in North Sumatra, Indonesia. Located near the city of Medan, this area was dominated by rural life, agriculture, and traditional beliefs. His father, Nabi Kelawang, was a well-known dukun, shaman, or spiritual healer who treated people's illnesses, love problems, and financial troubles through magical rituals. Suradji's mother was a housewife, occupied with household chores and tending to the fields. Ahmad's childhood was shaped by poverty and the shadow of traditional rituals. North Sumatra, with its highlands and fields, was a region where people still believed in animism and ancient Javanese traditions. Children grew up hearing stories of magic and living in fear of spirits. Ahmad's father's reputation was widespread. People came to him to predict the fate of newborns or to curse enemies. This environment deeply influenced Ahmad. He watched his father heal people with herbs, chants, and rituals, aspiring to become a powerful figure like him one day. However, Ahmad's childhood was not without trauma, as some psychological analyses suggest, such as the mention of daddy issues in a Medium article. His father's death was a pivotal moment in his life. Nabi passed away when Ahmad was around 15 or 16, leaving the family in financial distress, and Ahmad with a sense that he could take his father's place. Poverty forced him to work in the fields. He herded cattle and tended sugarcane plantations. His education was limited to elementary school, as rural boys were often prioritized for labor over learning. In his teenage years, Ahmad began studying his father's magical books and rituals. He sought advice from local elder dukuns and started calling himself names like Nasib Kelawang or Datuk Meringgi. By his 20s, he had married not one but 3 sisters. Such marriages, though uncommon in Indonesia's Muslim traditions, sometimes occurred in rural areas. His eldest wife, Tumini, later became complicit in his crimes. The family lived in a modest house, with Ahmad earning a living as a dukun. He charged $200 to $400 per client, a significant amount for rural standards at the time. In these early years, Ahmad appeared to be an ordinary man, a farmer who helped people, but something was broken within his psyche. Psychologists believe that his father's absence instilled a hunger for power in him, which later manifested as murder. In Indonesia, where 80% of the population is Muslim but animistic beliefs remain strong, dukuns hold a respected position. Ahmad exploited this, but his dark desires ultimately led to his downfall. By the late 1970s, Ahmad had fully embraced his role as a dukun. His reputation spread through Medan and surrounding villages. People, especially women, came to him for love rituals, beauty charms, or spells to ensure their husband's fidelity. Indonesia's economy, which was growing in the 1980s but left rural areas in poverty, drove people toward magic for solutions. Ahmad's home became a clinic of sorts where women visited at night for confidential consultations. His wives assisted him, Tumini in particular, welcomed clients and participated in rituals. The family's income was substantial. They bought a large sugarcane field where crops flourished. Ahmad's daily life showed no signs of the horrors to come. He prayed, attended the mosque, and maintained good relations with neighbors. But in 1986, everything changed. One night, Ahmad had a dream. He claimed his late father's spirit ordered him drink the saliva of 70 young women to become a great sorcerer. This dream, possibly a hallucination or a manifestation of subconscious desires, became the center of his life. His father's spirit instructed that this required the deaths of 70 or 72 in some accounts, women to grant him supernatural power. Ahmad, already steeped in magical beliefs, took it as a divine command. Initially, he considered waiting for natural deaths to collect saliva, but he soon realized this would take too long. He decided to kill. The first murder occurred in 1986, when a client seeking a love ritual was taken to his sugarcane field and killed. The method was gruesome. He buried the woman up to her waist, claiming it was part of the ritual, then strangled her with an electrical cable, drank her saliva, removed her clothes to hasten decomposition, and buried her with her head facing his house. This first success emboldened him. He believed each killing made him more powerful. Clients who trusted him implicitly fell easily into his trap. He charged them $200, $400, then murdered them. His family had no suspicions. Tumini and the other wives helped hide the bodies, believing it was part of a ritual. Suradji's killing spree was a systematic ritualistic process. From 1986 to 1997, he committed at least 42 confirmed murders. Though some sources suggest the number could be as high as 70, his victims were women and girls aged 11 to 30, mostly poor, seeking rituals for love, beauty, or wealth. Some were prostitutes, hoping to improve their lives. Each murder followed a similar pattern. A client would arrive at night, and Suradji would address her as Datuk, spiritual elder, gaining her trust. He would chant "show herbs," and then insist that the full ritual required going to the field. There, he buried the woman up to her waist, claiming it was to draw power from the earth. The terrified victim would not resist. Then, he strangled her with a cable, drank her saliva, stripped her body, and buried her with her head facing his house to channel the power back to him. The first few killings were easy. The bodies disappeared into the sugarcane field where crops grew over them. But as the number increased, so did the risks. In the 1990s, Indonesia's economic crisis worsened, pushing more people toward magic, and Suradji's business thrived. According to the BBC, economic hardship drove people to seek spiritual solutions, and Suradji killed 2-3 clients per week, profiting from each. His family's involvement deepened. Tumini, the eldest wife, helped hide bodies and burn clothes, believing it was part of a spiritual act. The other wives did not question him, possibly due to a Stockholm Syndrome-like dynamic, convinced it was for the family's benefit. Psychologically, Ahmad's mental state deteriorated. He saw his father's spirit in dreams, urging him to hurry. He felt powerful, but his eyes betrayed an emptiness. Experts suggest a mix of antisocial personality disorder and delusional psychosis, rooted in childhood poverty and his father's absence. Indonesia's culture, where magic is taken seriously, allowed him to hide in plain sight. The victims' stories were heartbreaking. For example, the final murder in 1997 was 21-year-old Sri Kamala Dewi, who sought help for her unfaithful husband. Suradji took her to the field and killed her, and her body was found on April 27th. This discovery changed everything. On April 27, 1997, a farmer found a foul-smelling body in the sugarcane field, Sri Kamala Dewi's, naked and decomposing. The police were called. During the investigation, a 15-year-old rickshaw driver, Andreas, revealed he had dropped Dewi at Datuk's house 3 days earlier, under secrecy. The police raided Suradji's home, finding Dewi's bag, bracelet, and clothes. He was arrested on April 30th. In interrogations, Suradji initially confessed to 16 murders, then 42. He recounted the dream. "My father said 70, but I was rushing." The police dug up the field, uncovering 42 bodies, some unidentified. 80 families reported missing relatives. Jewelry and watches belonging to 25 women were found in his home. The investigation was intense. Suradji and Tumini claimed torture, but the evidence was overwhelming. The media dubbed him the Black Magic Killer, sparking national outrage. The trial began on December 11, 1997. In Lubuk Pakam, the 363-page indictment detailed the murders. Suradji pleaded not guilty, claiming coerced confessions. Tumini was tried alongside him. On April 27, 1998, 3 judges sentenced him to death. The courtroom erupted. Crowds chanted. Tumini's sentence was later commuted to life imprisonment. Suradji attempted appeals but failed. In prison, he expressed regret only for not reaching 70 killings. Until 2008, Suradji remained in prison. On July 10, 2008, he was executed by firing squad in Delhi Serdang. Tumini remains incarcerated. Suradji's story impacted Indonesia's perception of magic. People became more cautious. It serves as a warning about human darkness, cultural beliefs, and psychological fragility.